Please look at me. And the today's session is based on picture telling session. And you know very well that there are lots of most of the topmost examination, even in NDA sector or defense sector, picture telling has become the part of selection criteria. And those who are able to speak, those who are giving the valid points on this topic, they are just getting success. So here we have a picture which you can just see on the board. You have to just find out the topic, that what is the topic and what does this picture show. Whenever you are going to speak about the picture, you have to just find out the topic. Means first of all you have to select the topic. Then after what you have to do, then you have to go with the introduction part. Means if you have selected this topic, what does this picture tell? Means you have to go with the introduction. Then after what you have to do, you have to just go with the content. Means just select 2 or 3 points or valid points which you can just describe, which you can just elaborate in your own language. And finally, we need solution. Means what is the solution? If you are thinking that this is one of the biggest problem, if in your eyes this picture is showing a problem, then is there any remedy? If there any solution behind it? If it is, then what will be the workable solution to solve this problem? So let's start today's session, and I would like to call Mr. Dheeraj. He will just elaborate first so that you can get lots of idea, because this picture has been made by him, and after that you all will just speak. So please clap for him.
Respected teacher and all my dear friends, a very good morning to all of you. And today's picture telling session, and according to me, this picture shows about the global warming, that how the climate of the earth changed due to human and other activities. And this is the most burning activity, this is the most burning topic in recent years, because if we see the recent summit like G20 summit, ASEAN summit, even UNICEF also put a stress on this topic, that this is the most important topic for all over the world, because in spite of many movements and many initiatives, most of the countries develop their nation by harming natural resource and plants and other resources which is limited. The first thing the picture shows that glaciers start melting, and it harms, and the average and the sea level starts increasing just because the glacier melted. So we are running out of time. Means it is a need of the hour that we must focus on this topic, because our government also focus on this topic and made a national action plan on global warming to put a stress on this topic. What is global warming? So the simple definition is that the increase in the average temperature of the earth just because of greenhouse effect. So if the temperature of our earth increases, then the earth becomes hot, and the glacier which is very in Antarctica region start melting, and the sea level start increasing. And it is estimated that if every country is not aware about the global warming, then after 50 years it becomes impossible to control the melting of glacier. So it's a very important points, because in recent years every government and every summit focus on this topic. So I want to explain some reason, 2 or 3 reasons. Sir told me to give 2 or 3 valid reasons. The first reason I see is that deforestation. It is the most important reason, because most of the countries focus only on development. They don't focus on sustainable development, because to run a factory, start a factory, establish a apartment, they started deforestation, but not planting tree and not focus on afforestation. It's a main reason. The second most important reason is vehicles, because as India's growth as a as a developed country, on the path of developed country, we see in the recent 5 years the number of vehicles are 3 times than past 5 years, according to the transport department data. So we stop using bicycles and we stop using by walking, and we always prefer bike and cars to go here and there. So we depends on fossil fuels, and the most important reason behind the global warming is fossil fuels, because many of the countries use fossil fuels for their energy generation, for transportation, for manufacturing goods, for other things. So we must substitute fossil fuels with other resources. And lastly, I want to give some valid points about how to control, and our government focus on 8 things in national action on climate change. And the first thing is that they put pressure on substituting fossil fuels with natural gas, with CNG and electrical vehicles. And now Tesla and even Tata Motors also collaborating with international companies to produce electrical vehicles, so that we don't have need to depend on fossil fuels, and it decreases our fossil fuels consumption, and it also increases our balance of payment deficit, because we spend most of our foreign currencies for purchasing fossil fuels from Russia, America, and other countries. And the second thing, we need to start afforestation, because in academic education we all read about we don't cut trees, we are taught by the teacher, and we all read about that. Yes, deforestation is the main cause of global warming. Excessive use of fossil fuels is also the cause. But in ground level, everyone, including me also, if I want to make an apartment, then I never think about the global warming, and I started cutting trees. So it's a bad thing, not only in India, but UNICEF also put stress, and UNICEF also concerned about this matter, that people, after a lot of initiative, they don't follow on the ground level. And lastly, I conclude my speech that if the government, unless we people are not aware, and we are not take a step from myself and ourselves, then no government can eliminate this problem, because from 50 to 70 years ago, there are many schemes and awareness. Here also awareness spreaded throughout the world that global warming is the major issue. All we know that global warming is a major issue, and we all are graduate and aware. Still we are not putting pressure. And here also we conclude that we need rules and regulation, because only awareness never work, because in any areas only awareness never work. And government also think about putting rules and regulation, like if anyone have 1 hectare land, then they must leave some land for plantation. If they don't, if they build 1 hectare land, if they build buildings on 1 hectare land and they don't leave any plot, then they have to pay higher taxes, and even their lands is taken by the government. So it's so I think rules and regulation is also important to not only solve our country, because to all over the world. And it's recent, and in 2003 G20 summit is in India, and our government earlier said that the most important focus on our G20 summit in 2023 is global warming and sustainable development. So I support, and I never support BJP. I must clear that. But I support the policy because I support their ideology. Because in many, I also disagree on many points like inflation and unemployment. But if government do any good work, then we must praise our government. So thank you. So lastly I am very thankful to sir because this session is rarely happen in any institution, and it's also a UPSC point of view because we are preparing for UPSC. Then it's a very inspirational session, informative session because I don't know about science, but it enhance our mental activity or with norms and words. So thank you, sir.
Second position, who wants to go? Please go here. Please don't take too much time to go there because we don't have time. Those students who will go, they will get opportunity. Otherwise, they will be sitting only on that place. Who wants to go? Yes, clap for him. Yes, start.
Respected sir and my all dear friends, first of all, good morning to all of you. As you know that today is our picture telling session, and before this I would like to special thanks to our respected sir who has organized this type of session and to enhance our knowledge and for increasing our hesitation and for removing our hesitation. If I talk about this picture, I understand this talk is here heading is global warming, and what I observed in this picture, I want to describe on front of you all. I see in this picture we are running out of time because I first thing I observed this picture, deforestation. But first of all, I want to clear it. What is deforestation? According to my understanding, when we cut trees in a large amount, so it is called deforestation. Why is deforestation? When we deforestation in any country happens, what pressure on given on me? Will be given on me. What is reason behind it? Because if we cut tree in large amount, we have to face many problems like oxygen problem, like carbon dioxide. We know very well 78% nitrogen is present in our atmosphere, and only 21% oxygen is present in our environment. If our oxygen level is decreased, that time we have to face lots of problems. Lots of diseases are comes in our world. If second thing I observe this picture, human activities. We see that many times on the road, most of the vehicles are running, and most of the due to fossil fuels they are running on the road. Here is most we have to face lots of problems like a pollution problem. It is also including our global warming issues because when we fossil vehicle use, that most of the polluted air comes in our environment. That time our air is unimpure, will be unimpure. And if I talk about how can solve this problem, according to my when we cut tree for any necessary purpose, that time we have to another ways we have to plant many trees. Like if I talk about Bihar, we see that in our Bihar government also planted tree both sides of road. If I talk about how can you reduce these things, when according to my views, we all use electrical vehicles, and our governments also think that when any industrial sector produce electrical and CNG vehicles, that time our global warming will be decreased. That's all from my side.
Very good. Thank you. I think boys are far better than girls. Yes.
First of all, good morning to our respected sir and all my dear friends. The man who is standing in front of you all, this is Mr. Prince from 1030 Empires. As we all know that today is our picture telling session, and it is a session of totally the picture of biological diversity. In our day-to-day life, we have seen that this is the most burning topic of this era for the world as well as our country. Because we have seen that here it is said that we are running out of track, out of time. Yes, absolutely right. Because in this 21st century, we are developing in the many fields and we are establishing different types of industry. And due to this, many types of unavoided things we have seen. Because it is talking about glacier. Yeah, absolutely right. When we are talking about melting of glacier, what happens? Because due to greenhouse effect, when humidity increases, then automatically the pressure of earth and the hotness of the earth become rises, and due to this glacier started melting, and after that the water level of sea is increases. What happened? Due to this, when glacier started melting and sea level increases, when many types of industries are established in our country, then many types of sea bases are flowing in the sea, and due to this, what happened? The sea animals are starting their death, and after that, what happened? When we talking about biological diversity, then in this era, as Dheeraj said, that one by third transport are increasing, and due to this, many people said that I use my own vehicle instead of public transportation. What happened? Due to this, we are using fossil fuels, and after some time, we know everyone knows that one day it becomes end. But what happens? They are not using public transportation, and if we are using large amount of fossil fuels, then in our environment when we using fossil fuels, then the smoke of the transportation releases carbon monoxide, and due to this, many people face the problem of breathing, and due to this, what happened? They are in this era at the corona times. Man, who is facing the problem of oxygen cylinder? The person who have less immunity, and due to this, after some time, we are cutting more trees for the establishment of the industries, and if we are cutting, automatically the amount of rain is decreasing, and due to amount of decreasing the rain, what happened? The water level is decreasing, and due to water level decreasing, the people face the problem of scarcity of water, as we have seen in like Maharashtra and many places of Gujarat. And due to this, as in the corona time, many people use the oxygen cylinder. May not be happy. It may be happy when one day it may comes. We should using the water bottles in our pocket as like we are using the oxygen cylinder. So we should. Lastly, I want to say that we should increase the afforestation. If we are cutting one tree, then we should planting the two or three trees instead of them. We should use public transportation instead of our own transportation, and we should aware the people about it, because we said that 2G comes, 3G comes, 4G comes, and nowadays we are living in the 5G. But we people have, when we have everything with me, then we never think about the future. We are talking about every day 5G network is going in a very good way. We are not talking about FG. FG means future generation. We are only thinking about ourselves. We are not talking about FG. We are talking about 5G, but we are not talking about future generation. as a responsible citizen of the country, as a responsible citizen of the world, we should challenge it with ourselves. We should planting more and more trees. And lastly, I want to say that if you want to know your life, then save trees, save water. No tree, no life. Thanks and have a nice day.
Good boys, zero girls. Now who wants to go to the next? Clap for one girl. Don't worry, I will adjust. Okay, start.
A very good morning, respected sir and all my dear friends. As we all know that today we have a very fantastic topic, that is the one of the burning topic of the year. We can say that because we have get many warnings from the governments and all over the world are facing this problem in our future. Because in my eyes, this is the clock which we are losing, because clock is ticking and time is going. Because there are many of the scientists and politicians says we have very big shifting in the climate, and that's why we are going to face many type of problems. Like we have seen in this picture how our earth is going in that type of situation where we can't survive very well. We are having many type of facilities, but what is the thing we are doing out of the natural things, which is harming our earth as well as our all the climates, which is very wrong, because we have seen number of the things like landsliding and mountains sliding, which is very harmful and which is very dangerous for our society, country as well as the world. Because we have number of the things, we have factories, vehicles, homes and buildings, but what is now? We are not having good life in the future. We are not showing future as good as we are living, because number of the things is going on in our future. That is like we all know that how our earth works, how our solar system works. But we are not going to continue it, because we are playing with the nature life. And many of the scientists says that there is only 12 years by which we can save our earth. After that, it is impossible to improve and get it back, because after some times we are and time is going on. After this year, we have only 11 years, because according to IPCC says that our earth is going to 1.5 degrees Celsius, that is 2.6 Fahrenheit in the future, and which is very dangerous for us. And if we talk about the climate change, why it is happening, then it's a natural thing which is done by nature. But due to the many things, many facilities we have, that's the reason is increasing in the climate changes. And we can say that it's again by the humans, by nature. And if we do anything against the nature, nature will give it back. And it's the mentality of the people and awareness of the people by which we can stop it, and we can also stop in 11 years is the maximum year for overcoming in this problem. But it's all about the awareness, what we are going to do, and what is the importance of our earth in our life. Because it's our future, it's about the upcoming generation of our country. Because we have seen that we are running out of the time. It shows that it's not estimated that this type of condition will come in the world in this time. In our research, we have seen that if we don't aware till 2015, it is going to the damn baddest situation in our earth. And there is also says that if we try to improve it, it will be come back. But it's all depend on us what is going on. Because if we start talking, it's a matter of talking. But if we want to do anything, then we have to take some steps. Like we have to stop using personal vehicles, and we have to use minimum amount of the electricity, because we have not aware about that. If one tube light is going, if we don't switch off one tube light, there is a big amount which we are going to pay in the future. if we don't know importance of the water, it's harmful for the future, upcoming futures. If we don't know what is the importance of the planting, what is the importance of having good environment, and what is the importance of less using of the plastic, we have to go in future, we have to pay this. And if there are number of the examples, there are number of the people who are doing work for this, and many of the politicians raise his hand about this. We don't have time, but we are humans. If we can make mistake, we have time to get it back. And it's all depend on us, and we are still showing the buildings, the deforestations. And as I say that this is the clock which is showing that how time is going on, and we have, if we have to do something for our world, we have to take a step from now, because every second is precious for us, because in upcoming future it will be like that impossible. And many of the scientists give many type of suggestion for the improvement of this. And if we want to improve that, we don't have to play with our nature, because many of the people start cutting the forest. Deforestation is the one of the biggest matter, and one of the harmless thing which harms that, because in natural in which, if we saw natural green gas glacier protects us from the harm rays of the sun, but it's not that thing which we produce heat and it will be reback that thing. So if we start doing like that type of thing, that is, we are going to hell in the future, and we anyone can't anyone can't take it back from us. That is, we have to be that much aware, by which we can improve, and we can have to improve it, because we don't have any other option and alternative option, because if we want to survive, we have to do this type of thing. Thank you so much.
No. Tuskar will go first. He has just go first. After that, he will go. Yes, start now.
Good morning, everyone. Today is a picture telling session, and they have observed this lecture. It is only depend on the flow of in verse. Is everyone have a need, so every person have a need to secure the inverse and environment. It is a big challenge nowadays. We have to save the environment, because lots of problems happening in our climate issue, in the climate disrupted nowadays. We have listened that ozone layer. Nowadays we are not talking on that topic, ozone layer, what was happened. Even at yesterday was a big media channel was printed a news in the 2050 Earth minimum temperature will be at 2 degrees Celsius. After 2 degrees Celsius, Earth after we have seen already we have faced the firing in forest. Lots of problem, heat wave. In the last year we have saw what was the impact of global warming, and lots of typhoon and cyclone are happening in the world. Now yesterday, some week before, was the earthquake happening in the Turkey. So they all was the natural disaster happening due to climate issue. So I'm coming on the point why this is happening, that human being when human being did the progress on the earth, human did continuously torture to the natures, and they did for their benefit, they did destroy to the nature. Due to we have seen the lots of affected. Nowadays we are talking. Now we are aware. We did face a problem, then we are aware. Other than we was thinking that was a nature, nothing was happened. Now Now basic problem was happening on there. That was we have we have increased the temperature of earth. Why temperature of earth is increasing on lots of regions there, but I am talking about some regions. um, Destroy the soil, destroy the water, and destroy the air quality, and we are harming to the natural gases, because nowadays we are using a forcefully to natural gases like oxygen. We are packaged there. When we will decrease the oxygen level in any area, there will be gravity will lose. If gravity will lose, every attached metal they can broken on that time. So lots of reason, even at last class we all was attend the water pollution. There I was mentioned that point waste pollution and non-point waste pollution. We are destroyed the water, destroy the water to the mixing of organic, inorganic, and bioelectrical things in the water. Due to they are destroying. Similarly, that the air pollution, we are implemented that lots of gases in the natural gases, like we are burning to the fastest fuel to the support of by the support of vehicles, even burning of the factories, plastic burning, single use plastic, they all are doing a problem in the, even if gases fuel it. Methane gas was a big problem. They are harming to the cancer in the human being. Though even at 6 year, seventh year student child, they are affected to cancer. Why? They have no proper idea about smoke, but he is facing a problem of cancer. Even at why? Because of the gases problem of gases quality of environment, they are affected. Rays, extra rays, they were the implemented of the environment. Even at sun rays, they harm rays, they directly come on the earth. Ozone path has destroyed due to. And I want to say that deforestation, they are affected also environment, air quality, because human did growth, they did use to lots of natural resources. Similarly was the forest cutting. It was a big problem. Not only the forest cutting, land cutting, it was also a big problem. Due to we have seen the flood is continuously growing in the lots of regions. There was not problem of flood. It was also affected to the flood nowadays. And human population due to grow, they did affected to they did increase to the number of deforestation, and they have lived to humans, and human didn't take a responsible to the deforestation, and did not work on the implement the forest, and they have also need to the work, because the all problem has direct include to the human being. They are a need for humans. I am coming on the water pollution. Water pollution now, world is the faces of lackness of water. Even at India was also affected of the lackness of water. No proper quality of water for the drinking. Even at river water, ocean water, they all has affected. Wastage of water, groundwater, groundwater was also affected, because we have implemented the nuclear system in the ground wastage. They are also they have a need to search properly where have problem, and on that point we have a need to work, and we have educated. It's time we can change. They have a problem. they are implement, and we try to decrease the world inverse temperature, because when we increase the in earth temperature, yeah, inverse temperature, or mountain will melting, and ocean water will be increase, due to we have seen the heavy heavy climate issue, and especially typhoon, yeah, जिससे typhoon, yeah, Indian language was a cyclone. Last 2 year we have faced similarly one lots of problem we will face. So we have a need to focus on that, and even that I am coming on the international platform.
You are not talking
I'm
about
coming
picture,
on
you are talking about other things.
someone
I'm giving you 1 minute. What do you
Yeah.
want to say on this picture only?
Okay.
Just hold the picture.
Okay.
Yes.
While it focus nowadays world is focused on that problems, due to we have seen the Paris Club. There Paris Club, yeah, COP, that was an organization for the a special organization for the problem of issue of the climate. COP 26 meeting was in England. There Indian government did implement the zero degree 0.5 hydrogen use, and and last year what happened COP 27 meeting in the Egypt, and lots of platforms there we are talking on the climate issue, but talk is not a matter, implement and do the work.
चलो, thank you. I request you, topics आप लोग आपको नहीं, मैंने ये चाहना चाह रहा हूँ. चलो बोलिए.
So good morning to all of you. Today is our picture telling session day, and we can see that they are a very burning because we are not serious. We are unawareness for these things. So I'm just explain each and everything which we know about it. So we can see that there are some glacier and they are melting on seas, and our seas increasing day by day because of global warming, because of human activities rapid increasing day by day. So we can see that they have some trees and road and buildings also. Think that we are talking about developing, we are not developed industrial also. We have a need to develop our agriculture and stop cutting trees, because why we people think that go green grow green, because we have a need. We are talking about a health issue. Nowadays everyone just use cars, everyone have car, they are just want to drive the car, but no one want to walk. They are thinking if I have money then I will do, but they never think how much oxygen that carbon dioxide will be harm you. You cannot take a deep you can deeply breathe. If we are stuck in traffic jam, we cannot imagine that how much they feel that time, because we cannot take a breath of carbon dioxide. We have a need of O2. So this thing is happening. So stop stopping deforesting, because we want to growth our industrial area. They have a need of trees. So it shows 2 things. They have some trees and roads and buildings. We are going for our building. We are just only talking about an urban area. We want to live in urban area, but no one want to live in the rural area, because they think that is not good for you. But according to me, the basic thing and very good for us, that is the rural area, because there are lot of trees and they have no any number of the carbon dioxide. We cannot take. We can freely leave that place. So we can see that unawareness of people is very harming for us, and also Dhira said a green gas it's a very harmful, that is why methane gas is very harmful also. So this is happening, and stop using vehicle. We have a need of electrical vehicle, and we should walk more and more, because it's not good for our earth also. If we want to live also a very we want to live on the earth, then it's good for our health also. But no one want to use. We should use cycle, because it's a very good for health also. And if we want to go far meals, then it is good. And second thing which I want to, why have a need of saving water, because of part of global warming. We have water. We are using car. You are washing car. We are just drinking and wasting water also. We are going any now I'm taking the example of also, because everyone goes in restaurant. Now they have one rule that if you want to drink water, you will have to buy a drink. water. But everyone thinking it's a partiality and it is not good for, because water is very normal thing. But I don't think so. It's a normal thing. It's a good decision which is taken by. If you will give money, then you will know about how much precious for us. So it's a good decision for us. So I will think that it doesn't matter we are educated or not educated. We should awareness about it, because we are new generation, and after some time a new generation will come. So we should think about it, and whatever we have, we should that thing for our new generation. So we should not more think about the industrial, because they have lots of oils, and there are lots of gases also that's not good for us, and fossil fuels is not also good for us. So that's all about of my point of view. Go green and should plant on your home also. That will be good for us, and don't use more and more. And we want to take care ourselves, then walk. That's all about
Very
it.
good.
So good morning to all of you. Today's session is about picture telling session. So what I think about this picture has a very deep meaning, because as we all know that in the upper section we saw that the glacier that is melting and the drop coming into the earth. And in this picture there is one more thing, that earth is half covered by the water which is melting from the glacier. So in this picture I thought that this picture shows us that our glacier is melting very faster, and after some years it is not control of the human to stop the melting of the glacier. And after some years we also face we will also going to face the problem of flood. And because this glacier is melting, that is half covered by the earth, and sometimes after it will come at this side and it will cover all the earth. So we will face the flood problem. And what is the problem behind this? So I want to tell you that global warming, because we saw that 2 trees are cutting. There are many trees are cutting down nowadays, and we want to make buildings. We want to build buildings because some people want to show off to others that I have money, I build more buildings, beautiful buildings, and they cut all the trees and make buildings. And after that, they didn't think about that if they cut the tree, where the oxygen come, and oxygen will decrease, then rain also will decrease. And I want to tell that we also pollute the water, because we saw many of the time in the village area or in the city area also we pollute the water, we waste the water. Actually, sometimes we just open the tap and we just forget that the tap is open, not in the house, in the public places. So we need to stop that. We need to save water for our future generation. And this person says that we only talk about 4G, 5G. We didn't talk about FG, our future generation, because we need to think about our future generation, because we are not living in this time. Our child and their child will become on this earth and live their life. And sometimes after, if this type of condition will be going on, then our next generation and their next generation will saw that in this type of tree was there, not this time, because we saw that many of the plants, many of the birds and many of the animals who are not survived nowadays because of the global warming, because they are not survived in this earth. And the next is that I think about this picture, we are cutting a lot of trees, and as we all know that when some celebrities come, and if they are coming, they just clean all the roads, and if in the center of the road, if there is a tree, they cut that tree for the decoration for that person. Or they are coming and attend the program and tell that save trees, save water. But they are cutting trees for them, and so they think that I want to spread awareness, but spreading awareness is not good, because they are cutting tree for you, and you are telling about to save the trees. And there are lots of things I want to tell. And I want to tell that how we control global warming, because I know that there are so many industries in our world. I'm talking about the whole world. there are so many industries, they are producing very harmful gases that is not good for our health also, because as we all know that sun's ultraviolet rays, that is harmful for the human being. It causes the skin cancer also, and in the ancient time we saw that on that time sun rays are good for the health of the people, but nowadays people cover their hand, cover their face, they came out when they came out the house. So why we do that? Because we know that today's time sun rays are harmful to us. They cover their face because they are knowing that if the rain comes on their face, on their hand, they will causes problems. And second is that we are wearing masks because of the corona. But before that, also some of the people who are wearing masks because of the pollution. Nowadays, we saw lots of the people who are causing who are fighting with the cancer. And cancer, breathing problem, why they happen? Because of the industries, because we are using more energies, and we think about that our present time. We want to use energies, and we forget that a day is coming that when all the fossil fuels going to end, going to decrease, and our next generation is not going to take that advantage that we are taking nowadays. And for covering for decreasing this global warming, we want to plant. We can do only one thing, that if a child born, why we celebrate their birthday with cutting the cake? We want to celebrate that birthday with planting a tree for that, for the child, because when the child grows, the tree is also growing on, and they feel that I am growing and the tree is also growing. I want to give water on that tree. The tree will grow with me, and this thing help the environment to overcome the global warming. Thank you so much.
Very good. I want two more speakers. Who wants to be the second last speaker? Clap for it. Silent, please don't talk in between.
Yes. And all my dear friends, good morning to all of you. Today I am here because of the topic picture session. So my friends, first of all I would like to say about something about global warming. Global warming at present is a very dangerous and important thing for us to know about it and aware to our public. First of all, we have to, many people say that we have to make our future generation, but in my opinion, first of all, make yourself first, be a selfish, because when you are a selfish, you know what you want, but in not manner to destroy or do by bad thing. Make safe what you want, and to people what you want to do for your child. As many people say that be a philosopher, but in my opinion, first you made yourself, then to others. As we are seeing here, we are running out of time. Why we are running out of time? First of all, we have to understand it. We are running out of time because we made our city population, made our country polluted by many things, by air polluted, noise pollution, water pollution, and many things else. That's why this is affecting, and that's how.
Chalo, thank you. Last speaker of the day. Last speaker of the day. Who wants to be the last speaker of the day? Clap for him. Now same on those who have not gone. Yes.
A very good morning to all of you. One of you, Mr. Ranjan Kumar. Today is a picture telling session. First is the global warming. Warming. Sorry. In the picture saying that the global warming is the main biggest problem in our world in this era. But but we are the most people are not responsibility. We are the cutting the forest and the lands is the main problems in the industry is the development, and the second thing is the vehicles pollution. Third is the agriculture is a not to agriculture sector is a not to development in the government. What government has taken too seriously is yesterday Mr. Prime Minister is the Parliament is the code is the recycle of plastic bottle is the cloth. What the government has took is a good actions is a come to pollution the polluted in this time. The government are the very active in this era. In this era, people are the saying is a land is a 6th floor, 7th floor. Most of the times is the rural area. Urban area is is not to treat the one people, but after that is the village rural area in the people are the lots of things. But in this era, we know that we should change to our mindset. People, with the new generation, he is born, he is not to treat. But after that is an ancient time. I saw the many animals, which happens in the more places, new places. But what I see, but in this era I not see the animals in the trees most of the times. But why? Why are the reason behind it? But in this, people are saying that is more money, earn money is many times. What happen is a country will be destroyed. Is the many things. What happened? But I lastly would like to say that we should have the all people are the responsibility for this world in time is a change your the vehicles pollution is the government has the vehicles is the pollution is a very harmful, but government has the electric vehicles is the car is the Tata Motors, Harrier is the most of the things is the scooty in the launch by the electric is a save this time. Thank you.
Chalo, thank you.